Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Jan Kilstra. Today we're getting some one-way gates installed in our sort system and footpath area. So cows will walk back and forth through that sort gate. Doesn't really work good for the sorting itself or the footpath if cows are walking down the alley the wrong way. So we're getting some custom-made one-ways installed today. Thibaut from Integra is out here doing it, and he's a guy that we know pretty good. He does really good welding, phenomenal stainless steel work, and anything you can imagine. He welded a bunch in our milking parlor, so it's built by him as well. And also our feed mill he built a couple of summers ago. So he's done quite a bit of work on the dairy. He's back here installing some more metal work, and we're gonna go see what he's up to. So we've opened up the gates in the barn here so that he can back his truck right in. This is his welding rig. So I'm here with Thibaut, and he's the one installing the one-ways. How's it going?
Really good. It's always good coming out to Kilstra hostings.
Coming out to the dairy.
Yeah, real good.
So you've built some other stuff on our farm previous, the feed mill?
Yes.
Yeah, and done a bit of welding in the parlor, welded that all up, so.
Yeah.
Been out here a few times, now you're working on the one-ways here?
Yeah.
If you want to show us what that is.
So, the idea is the cattle want to come through here. And the idea is they come through and then you don't want them coming back, so then you got the spring-loaded
The one-way.
that pushes it out and stops them from coming. And then it gets so far, it doesn't allow them to come back. So, that was Adian's idea.
The boss
I just
man.
made it happen.
Yep. And it's solid too, hey? Like, it's all stainless steel.
Stainless steel.
Sweet. Looks pretty sharp.
Thank you.
It's the next day now, and me and Dad are driving around. We're looking at how we're gonna get our liquid manure to this new field. So this is the new field, and the yard is right there. I have been driving all the way around, which is 4.5 clicks, but I think if we drive down the road and cut through our rye field right here, it's gonna probably bring the commute down to 2 kilometers. So we're just looking at where we wanna clear the berm out here. I guess we were just talking, we'll probably clear this entire berm out eventually. But yeah, we're just gonna cut across the rye. It's too bad, it's a really nice catch, but efficiency is worth a lot, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we gotta be like everybody else, I guess. Rye looks good. Sandy soil, looks like the rye is doing way better on sandy soil than it does on the better soil. Hopefully we get a good crop off it.
The field looks green. Is that because it's growing from this spring, or it just stayed green from last fall?
This stayed green from last fall, but soon it'll be starting to grow. There's some dead leaves on here. Like here you can see. That died over winter, but the center is good. Oh, can't even pull the root out.
It's still too frozen?
Yeah, but here you can see the roots are good. So as long as it's better to have it nice and green, but as long as the center and the root is good, it should be good. We put the juice on it, meaning the fertilizer, so if we get some rain on top of it and it wakes up, because we only had, what is it now? 10 days?
Yeah.
10 days of warm weather, all the snow melted away. 10 days ago it was all white yet, so as soon as it starts going, it should be booming if it gets the moisture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got 500 acres total, and almost all of it looks like this, I'd say. Maybe there's 1/4 that's not as good.
600 acres of rye.
600 acres of rye.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's rye everywhere, so
Yeah.
couldn't
Looks
ask
like
for a
good-
better start.
Nope, looks good.
You guys know this guy, his name is Buster, and he has a funny tick, I guess you could call it. If you scratch his back here, he is a mangy looking cat. You should probably wash your hands after petting him, but if you scratch his back here and you hold your hand in front of his face, he'll just lick it, which is pretty funny. See if I can get it on video here. No, you're not a cow. You're not gonna lick the camera. Alright, you just scratch his back like this. Yeah, and there he goes, just licking your hand. Funny guy. You wanna explain to the people what that's about? You weirdo. Just doing a little bit more liquid manure hauling this afternoon. I'm gonna put the camera in first person view with the GoPro here. You guys can let me know what you think of this angle. I think maybe it's gonna make a few people a little bit motion sick, so let me know in the comments if you wanna see more of this or not. Anyway, it's an easy angle to get. We're gonna try it out today. You guys are gonna be seeing exactly what I see because the camera is gonna be hanging right in front of my eyes. I got it clipped to my hat right now. It's gonna be hanging there, so let me know. Do more of it in the future. Just pulling into the yard for another load. The yard is super rough. It's drying out really good, but all those ruts from when it was muddy are pretty brutal, especially where we gotta go to fill up. The feed wagon's always turning here to feed the corrals, so pretty gnarly ruts there. Really bouncing around there. Our culvert underneath this little overpass here has melted out as well, and the drainage ditch has dried out, so that's cool. Gotta back up to the fill spout, of course. I guess I could have cleaned the window before filming this, but backing up to the fill spout is actually super easy just because the tank has steering as well. Usually it's first try every time, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, sometimes I do gotta go forwards. Turn the PTO on, rev it up. Make sure we're not spilling out of the tank there. Start a timer. So it's taking about 2 minutes and 30 seconds to fill the tank right now. It does sometimes take up to 3 minutes, maybe 3 minutes 20 seconds. Just depends how many solids are suspended in the liquid. And right now, since we're not agitating it with that lagoon crawler, it's pretty much just pure water what I'm pumping out now. So it goes really quick. The crust is starting to melt pretty good too. I think we'll be able to break it up completely if we do a full day of hauling. What I always do, I just wait till it splashes out the top there. There is a float indicator on that tank. When it fills up, it should rise, let you know you're getting close to full. But there's supposed to be a plastic ball on the inside of that tank and it keeps falling off on the inside, so kind of quit fixing that. Just wait till it splashes. Okay, she starts to splash a little bit. Keep going. There's always a little bit of foam. There she goes. You don't want to splash too much every time, but if you're shutting the pump off after the first couple of bubbles coming out of there, I think you're taking small loads to the field every time. That's going to add up. And off to the field we go. Usually only stop there for 4.5 minutes maybe. The rest of the time's all spent hauling back and forth. Definitely wanting to get in those corrals as soon as possible, get all the slop out of there. But it's looking like we have rain in the forecast again, which is excellent. Looking forward to that. I'll have to put some bedding in those corrals yet, I think. Check both ways for traffic. Nobody's on the road, which is usually the case. And then right up to maximum speed. We're getting up to 26 miles an hour in the tractor fully loaded, so it's pretty quick. You can hear that tractor is pretty rough as well, and I think that's because those tires are worn down pretty low, so I think that's making our ride a little bit rougher in here. Tires are expensive. If you look at the bill for new tires, you think, oh, I can drive a little longer on the ones I have. Bit of a hill to climb here. Always got to stay in gear 16 going up here. Once we get to the top, we send her right to 18th gear. It's more of that alfalfa field. This one's not as good. You can see there's some patches where there's no alfalfa, and it's always just weeds. I'm sure we'd rip it out if we could get another good catch. It's been super tough to get a good catch in alfalfa these past couple of years. The drought always makes it super hard to start a new alfalfa field. The field straight ahead of us there is one of our fall rye fields again, and it's nice and green. No cars. Field's just on the right here. See, we've been tearing up that road a little bit. It always happens when you're turning into the field with a loaded manure wagon a bunch of times on the grid road. You always got to slow right down. One time I was coming into a field, jackknifed the trailer right away, so don't want to do that again. And all we got to do to start unloading the wagon is turn the PTO on. Do that with low RPMs. Let it get going. Once it's spinning, straight again to max. And then down to gear 2. Spreading for the second time on the same piece. We're able to do that just because what I'm pumping out of that lagoon right now is almost pure water. Again, just because we don't have that lagoon boat. Dad was talking about maybe getting one of those, but I told him, man, I'd so much rather spend a week in the fall scooping it out with the wheel loader and that bunning manure spreader, and then spend the money on a nicer tractor than this MX285. Put on quite a few hours, at least 1,500 hours a year, hauling manure in the spring, solid and liquid. Does a bit of rolling and harrowing every once in a while. Chop all the silage with it too in the summer. That's a solid 2 weeks again, and then in the fall we're hauling bales for a few weeks again. So this tractor gets used a lot. It takes usually 3 or 4 minutes to unload the wagon in the field, so almost as quick as it fills up. So I'm just looking in the mirror there to see if we're done unloading. It's empty. That's all we gotta do. Idler back a bit and turn that PTO off. And we'll find the road again. Back for another load. Bit of overlap here. I did the headlands before I started the second coat. Nice wide turn onto the road again. This is a relatively new grid road. I think they built it 5 years ago now. It was always just a summer road. A little dirt trail. Definitely helps us out now, having this new piece of land, being able to drive quick. So just like that, that's a full round trip. It's taken about 35 to 40 minutes, give or take, to do one full round trip, filling, hauling, and then getting back here again. So, which is pretty long. I like to see the loads sub 20 minutes. If you're close to the yard or within a kilometer, maybe a kilometer and a half from the yard, then you're easily able to do 20-minute loads, 3 loads an hour, and then it's very easy to do, you know, 36 loads a day consistently and hammer the pit out pretty quick. So that is ideal. But as we cover the fields close to the yard, of course, the fields that are further away could benefit more from that manure, and you have to start driving further. It takes longer. Yeah. Farming, bro. Farming.